All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking one of those tricky exam questions. You know the one, and we're going to absolutely master it together.
We've all been there, right? You flip the page, see a complicated diagram of the human eye with letters all over the place, and suddenly, poof, your brain just checks out. It's that classic exam panic.
Well, not today. Today, we're going to turn that panic into pure confidence. We are going to tear this question apart piece by piece so you know exactly how to lock in every single one of those marks.
And here it is in all its glory. Question 1.6, a diagram of the human eye. Now, it might look like a bit of a monster, but trust me, it's really just a bunch of smaller, simpler puzzles, and we're going to solve them all, starting right now.
Okay, first up, part A. The question wants to know where you'll find the highest concentration of cones. Before we even look at the diagram, we have to know, what on earth are cones?
So, think of cones as your eye's own high-definition 4K cameras. They're all about seeing things in super sharp detail and in brilliant color, especially when the lights are bright. So it only makes sense that they'd be packed together in the spot that gives you the absolute clearest vision.
And that brings us right back to our diagram. The part responsible for that super sharp focus is the yellow spot, also known as the fovea, and on this diagram, that's labeled with the letter C.
So, for full marks, you just need to write down C and yellow spot. Simple, precise, done. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, next question. We're looking for a part that's transparent and refracts light. Again, let's lock down that key term. What does refract even mean?
Refraction is just a fancy word for bending light. It's the first and most powerful step in focusing an image. So the question is really asking, what's the clear layer at the very front of the eye that does all the heavy lifting when it comes to bending light?
Let's look at the diagram. The clear, outermost layer right at the front, that's got to be G, and we know that part is the cornea. It's the eye's main lens, doing most of the work to bend that incoming light.
And there you go. On your answer sheet, G and the name, cornea. That's another 2 marks in the bag. You see the pattern here? Know the function, find the part, write it down. You got this.
Okay, on to the final identification question. Which part stops light from reflecting inside the eye? Now, you might be thinking, why is that even important? Well, think about it. If light just bounced around all over the place inside your eye, everything you see would be a blurry, chaotic mess. So, just like the inside of a camera's painted black, your eye has a special layer to soak up any stray light. And that dark pigmented layer is called the choroid. Looking at our diagram, we can see it labeled as B, tucked right in behind the retina, doing that super important job of keeping our vision crisp and clear.
So the answer is B, choroid, and boom, just like that, you've completely aced the first part of this question.
Fantastic work. Now, let's tackle the second half of the question. This one is a little different. It's not just about naming a part, it's about understanding a whole process called accommodation.
Now, the question is very specific. It doesn't ask you to explain accommodation. It asks which parts cause the lens, that's part H, to change its shape. This is all about the mechanics, the cause and effect.
Let's follow the chain reaction here. It all kicks off with the ciliary muscle, which is part E. When it either squeezes or relaxes, it changes the tension on the suspensory ligaments, which is part I. And since those ligaments are attached directly to the lens, part H, that change in tension is what pulls or squishes the lens into a new shape, changing its focus.
So, the 2 parts that are actively making this happen, the parts causing the change, are the ciliary muscle, E, and the suspensory ligaments, I. They're a little team working together. And for those final 2 marks, all you need to write are the letters E and I. That is it. Question 1.6 completely solved.
All right, let's put that all together in one place. Think of this next slide as your ultimate cheat sheet for this question.
And there you have it, every answer laid out nice and clean. This is perfect for that last-minute revision before the exam. Go ahead, screenshot this, write it down, whatever you need to do to lock this information in.
You see, breaking down a question like this isn't just about memorizing answers. It's about building a strategy you can use for any question.
And if this kind of breakdown was helpful, you have got to follow Mr. Chi. He makes awesome content just like this to help you smash your exams. You can find him on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
And just like that, we've demystified a classic exam question. So now I want to hear from you.
What topic, what question should we tackle next? Drop it in the comments below because we want to help you with the stuff you find the toughest. Until next time, happy studying.